Hi, folks. In this episode of Verne's Misadventures, I'm going to be removing my amp research steps that came with my truck when I bought it. And I'm going to be installing some ICI Magnum steps. Now, on the surface, this may seem kind of ridiculous. The amp research steps are in a lot of ways, better steps. But after living with them and the annoyances that come with them, when they don't come down right, when they don't come down, when they don't go up, and you have to buy parts and you fix them and they work for a while and then they screw up again, and it's just I'm just done with it. It was fun while it lasted, but it's over. So I'm going to be taking off the amp research steps, and I'm going to put some on that just are stationary, and that way there's no more drama. Hey, you open the door, you have something to step on, it's all good. Personally, I can hop up and down out of the truck all day long. It's no big deal to me. My wife, not so much. My mother-in-law, not at all. And my daughter, not at all. So when I take them places, I don't want my truck embarrassing me because the steps don't come down. I just want something I can rely upon. So that's why we're removing the amp research steps, and we're going to install ICI Magnum steps. So if you want to follow along, I'll go through it, and maybe you can watch what I do and learn what to do, and more likely, what not to do. Alright. What do you get? Get these little deals here. Now these actually stick on the leading edge on both sides. I guess to protect the surface from stone chips, bugs, things like that any leading edge of the vehicle is going to encounter. So get that. Let's see here. Alright. There. Go back here. These are the mounting brackets. So let's see what's in the other box. I went with these because I really like the design, and I like the fact that ICI is a company that manufactures their products here in America. Oh, here we go. So that's the warranty information. Yes. Yeah, let's see what all's in this one. 3 brackets. 2 brackets and a bag of bolts in this box. That is some bolts there. Cool. So is that just the warranty, or is that instructions too? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Installation instructions. 7 simple steps. Cut this loose. See if we can keep causing any damage while we install them. Now, obviously, you could go to ICI's website and buy them, or you can buy them from an official dealer. I happen to pick them up on eBay as a new product. I have them in my cart for about a month. Well, I decided whether or not I really wanted to buy them, or if I wanted to try throwing more parts at the amp research steps to try to get them to work right. And so yeah, this says Magnum on it. But pretty nice piece. It's got little tread pieces here. These are little decorative bolts here, I guess. Alright. Box. Alright. That much is done. We have unboxed. Hey, and since Anita is not here right now to tell me I can't use it, I'm going to go ahead and borrow one of her bread pans to put all my parts in rather than fighting with that plastic bag. So yeah. So this is 23 pages. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and print these instructions out so that I can have them with me outside while I'm working. In that way, if I get confused as to what else I need to do or where they might have put this wire or that wire or whatever else, then I can refer back to it, and that'll be the plan. So I will make sure I got paper in the printer and get this printed. Best place to start is always by disconnecting the battery so that you don't have any issues with arcing when you're pulling on wires and whatnot. And then we'll get some of this old wiring harness for the steps out of here. And we can begin disconnecting the wiring that ties into the truck's wiring harness. Yeah, the wiring is going to go through the engine compartment. It's going to be in the passenger side driver's sill plate, and it's also going to be in the driver's side sill plate, the kick panel, and also the driver's side door, as well as under the truck running to the steps. Alright, so this wire here is the wire that tells it when to run the steps. Right there. I'll have to connect that back together. And then over here, where you've got this gray one with like a, I'm going to call it orange, but it could be brown. Anyway, this gray one here with the stripe. And then that's going to need to be reconnected to this one here, so I'm going to have to get a piece of wire for that for sure. So that'll have to go connected to that. Then we can get all this extra crap out of here that goes with the steps, and we won't have this system affecting the rest of the vehicle at that point once that's corrected. Alright, so over here on the driver's side, we're going to roll under here on the creeper, and we'll get this wiring loose from this step. Alright. There. So let me get this tape cut and we'll see where we're at. Alright, so at this point it does look like we got one wire with the diode on it heading back this way. So we're going to have to get that unwrapped and probably going to have to splice a wire over here, right, when that's done. And then we got this, it hooks into this little red wire here, and that red wire looks like it's heading up this way. So it's probably end up in the door. So what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to move the kick panel . Alright, so what we're going to have to do now is get the speaker out of the way, I think, because it's on top of the paper here. Alright, so this is 5.5 millimeter, and it fits the little bolts for the speaker.
There's your speaker. And it's got a connector on it too. We'll take that loose. And we'll set the speaker off someplace safe. Now we can get this paper out of the way. Okay. Yeah. You see you got this little red wire wrapped around everything. It goes all the way up in here. And then see they got some butt connectors right here. Okay. I'm going to use the upholstery tool again. Just pop that out of there. Move the tape. So it looks like the yellow wire is the one that was split in here. Yeah. So you got that red one that came from over here. And it ties in with the diode to the yellow one, I guess, over here. So yeah, let me cut that tape off there. I'll be back. Alright, so I cut the wire, the red wire, right in here where it was coming out. Then I pulled it out of there, and it came out of, pulled it through there and out into the passenger compartment. So, you know, we're just about clear on that. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and then I just pulled this where it was tied up over there. This is the other side of that. I pulled it through that way, and I got it loose from there. And so, as I was saying, I'm going to have to cut it here, and cut it here, and then make a jumper with one wire going there. And that'll be groovy. Alright, here's our wire, and I just found a scrap piece of yellow wire. It kind of matches, kind of, sort of. Anyway, so it's butt connected here to here, and I'll put some tape around this, and then I'll put this back where it goes, and then we can move on to the next step. Alright, and then here's the completed repair, removal, whatever you want to call it. It's all taped up. So next thing you do is we put our vapor barrier back. It's not too shabby. Kind of smooth it out here. Yes, we can. Alright. I think that takes care of that. Awesome sauce. That don't look too shabby. Alright, with the water vapor barrier deal back in place, water seal, vapor seal, the next thing we want to do is put our speaker back in. Alright, and it clicked in nicely. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, now we can put the door panel on. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to tighten this one up here. Now we get our switch panel over here and put the plugs all back in it. And they're all coated in such a way that you can't really mix them up. Alright, that goes there. Done. So we just need this piece here. Boom, boom. Done, done. Back together. Cool. So now we can focus on this mess. So like I say, we got to get the rest of this tape cut off here and access here, figure out where to splice, and then we'll repair that. Got our trigger wire coming up underneath from the step harness. We got this wire here, multicolored green right here, and here's the other end of that wire there. So everything in between needs to get cut out, and we got to splice it. There it goes. Alright, it's out of here. So let me get these stripped and get a splice put in there, and then I'll show that, and we'll put the sill plate back on. We'll move on to the next thing. Alright, and here's our finished splice here. Alright, so there's our completed splice, all taped up. So, let's see here. It goes about like so. We'll line up these holes here. Yep. Okay, that's back in. Just push it all the way in there. And it's got to go there. Plugs in there. Just work our way forward. Good as new, by golly. Now we can come up here and see about getting these wires pulled out of there. Man, it is stuck. Hot diggity. Got her. Thought I was going to have to cut it. Okay, look like we got one more zip tie up there. We got to get. There it is. Let's cut that loose. Okay. There's that. It's gone. It's out of the truck. It's free of the truck. How about that? Alright, so yeah, with that other wiring harness out of the way, I'll have to re-secure this wiring harness here for my alarm, and that'll have to go kind of like that, I guess. It's not perfect, but it'll keep it away from the heat of the turbo. That's what's important. So I'll get that done and then I'll show you. Alright, well, the wiring harness is back in place. Should be acceptable. Well, with a little luck, we might actually get the old steps off the truck today. We'll have to put the new steps on tomorrow. The new steps will go on pretty quickly, I think. Alright, so that's connected. Put this back over there. Awesome. Putting up a fight. Yeah, that's not bad. Put it right there. So let's see. The jack stand right there. Yeah. So let me get these broke loose. I'll break all four and then we'll spin them off. This put up a lot more of a fight than I expected. So I'm actually going to hit them with some WD-40 first. Hit them some WD-40, and I'm also going to use a little breaker bar on them instead of tearing up the tool. Alright, well, here we are, the bane of my existence. I got the one on the left broke loose. This one on the right rounded off. And I got one on the other side did the same thing. So, kind of sucks. It is what it is. We'll get them off of there one way or another. Remember when I used to have a 5/16 drill bit? That was awesome. Yeah, I managed to break it off in there. That's no big deal. I'll get some pliers and get that out of there. Went ahead, I got the 5/16 broken piece out and I put the 3/8 in there, and be doggone it if the old top of the old cap screw didn't pop off. How about that? So now, it's a matter of taking out the other 3 bolts and this thing should come off. So this side's free. This end. So again, we got the obstructed one here. I gotta get the ratchet wrench on that, I guess. Alright, so on this side here, these look like they'll come right off. So I should just have to drill maybe one of these out on this side. So let's see. Yeah, I better get that jack stand in place, huh? Let's see here. And that's where we put those, like that. Goes there. Okay. Somewhere along the way, somebody replaced the Allen head screw on this one here with a bolt. It has an 11/16 top on it, or cap on it. So it works for me. Yeah, so that came apart okay. Yeah, this is going to be a hard case. Almost. I'm gonna have to get another battery. Killed that one. We're gonna need a bigger bit. How about that? That's it's okay. Chewing massive holes in sheet metal, I think. Well, I knocked the camera off the shot doing it, but I finally got it. So it's off of there. All I gotta do now, take a step off the truck. Well, you'd think we were done, right? We're not. Got another step to do to finish removing these steps. One more thing to do. We gotta get, let me turn the light on. It's on already. We gotta get those clips off of here so we can use the new ones. There's that one. It's finally off. Alright, so now we just got to put the new steps on. Alright, so the directions said you use the second. So I'm thinking they're even talking about existing holes here. So that's the second hole, the sixth hole. So that'd be 4. Those are not existing. So 5, 6 here, and 9th hole. So 7, 8, and then the 9th one is that front one there in the back. So then we're gonna put clips in above where the bolts are sticking out. So. So there's that other bolt. So we'll put one over here. Yeah. Alright. So then we'll bolt the brackets to it. Here's our parts. We're going to need a lock washer and a flat washer. Yeah, lock washer, flat washer. Now these will be for the top bolts. And flat washer, lock washer, and nut. Okay. So then, I'm not going to be able to hold the camera to put this up here, but basically I'm going to be putting this up here. So I'll pause and I'll do it. Anyway, so there you go. I don't know if you can see this at all. But, get the bracket, And so I'll be doing that 3 times. Yeah, okay, so that's got the 3 brackets loosely mounted to the truck. Right, it's 2. It's 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, and 9. So this clip's got to go in here. Yeah, that's in place. Our brackets hung on the truck, on both sides of the truck. How about that? So now we just need to put our steps and put the bolts in that. And once you get everything lined up right, then you tighten everything down. Alright y'all, I think I got this figured out how you do this. So you got this, got the step on the jack stands. And then I kind of ram the creeper into them to get them under the truck where they need to be. So they're pretty close. They're actually touching the brackets. I've got 2 bolts started into the brackets from the steps and stuff. But let me show you how you get this done. You basically take a pair of long nose pliers like this. You hold the bolt like so. Then you can come up in there, rock it in there. You can get it pretty close to where you need to be. Then you can use a magnet to pull it the rest of the way through while you pull out the long nose pliers. Alright, well here's what we're up against here. You see here, you got a little pocket area you can get your tools in right there. But anyway, it's got to go through there. So, I don't know if you caught that. Hope so. Alright, 2 brackets hanging on the truck now. Alright, well, all that's left now is the final torque the bolts to 30 foot-pounds. I didn't record the last step I made, which was to put a jack right under here and push it up as close as I could get it to the body, and then I cinched down the middle one, and then I just evened out the gaps between, I can get out here where you can see what I'm talking about, evened out the gaps between, about even with this step, this center part of the step here, because, you know, just for a consistent measurement point. But I checked the gap between here, and I evened it out. It's right around 7/8 of an inch. So, yeah. So you're going to check it here and here on this other front step here. And you'll check the gap here too. And what you'll do, if they don't match, whichever one is wider, which in my case was the front one, so I moved the jack to the front of the running board there, or of the step. So I moved it to the front, and then I just jacked it up slowly, checking the difference until they matched, and they're both, like I say, about 7/8 of an inch. And then once it was matching gaps, I went through and I torqued down the back bracket and the front bracket, and it looks pretty good to me. Now when you look at it, it doesn't look crooked like it did on the passenger side when I just first put it on there, just kind of trying to hold it up with the jack stands. So, and I closed the gap considerably. So I've got all the gaps set. I've got them snugged. Well, I've tightened them, but I'm going to verify that they're tight enough. I'm not going to worry about too tight at this point. I've already stretched the bolts if that's where we are. But I'm hoping I can get this on the video where you can see it. But yeah, you got a matching gap there now, and that looks so much nicer. As long as it's even. I would rather have had less gap here, honestly. But there's only so much adjustment in the slots and the brackets. So you get it up as close as you can, and then you know that'll be your tightest spec you can achieve. And then you'll have to kind of widen it to where it matches. Because being on there straight is more important than being super tight to the body. So I think it looks pretty good as is. So there it is. Let me come out here, get a picture of the truck. Looks pretty good, I think. Got the sun over. Let me get another angle where the sun's not on the camera itself. You can see a little better, huh? How about that? So there's the big picture. Anyway, so the next thing to do, as I said, is to torque the bolts. And recommended spec is 30 foot-pounds. You've seen bolts torqued before, so most likely. So I'm not going to bother to record that. I want to thank you for watching. Follow along with this project. If you'd like the project, then give me a like, a share. Go ahead and leave a comment if you'd like. And you're very much welcome and invited to subscribe to the channel. So we'll talk to you later.